Hello, I'm listening to Nettles by Ethel Cain, and I'm recording it in case you want to listen to it with me. I'm super excited to listen to it. It just came out midnight last night, so technically today, and this is going to be my first time hearing it. That is enough from me. Already, right off the bat, I love the atmosphere building ambiance sort of vibe. We got a lot of like sort of Southern American country style string instruments. I think I just heard a guitar come in. I know she's from the South, and this kind of fits in with the whole Preacher's Daughter album. So let's see what else we've got. The strings sound beautiful.
We were in a race to grow up. Yesterday through the day till tomorrow. But when the plant blew up, a piece of shrapnel flew and slowed that part of you. The doctors gave you until the end of the night, but not till daylight. Not till daylight. Time passes slower in the flicker of the hospital light. I pray the race is worth the fight. Made a fool of myself down on Tennessee Street. It wasn't pretty like the movies. It was ugly like what they all did to me.
Wow. So we're definitely getting straight into the lore. I don't know a whole lot about the lore. I know the basic storyline of Preacher's Daughter. It obviously sounds like she's talking about Willoughby Tucker, who I believe is like her love interest, and like not the good one, not the one that mistreated her and killed her and ate her. So it sounds like we're getting into that. It started out with, we were in a race to grow up yesterday through today till tomorrow. But when the plant blew up, a piece of shrapnel flew and slowed that part of you. The doctors gave you until the end of the night, but not till daylight. That line I think is quite powerful. The doctors gave you until the end of the night, but not till daylight. And sort of like the empty time when you know something's about to break. It's all you've got, yet you can't really appreciate it because you know the end is coming. It's kind of like the 11th hour. Time passes slower in the flicker of the hospital light. I pray the race is worth the fight. I think that ties back into the race to grow up. I'm not quite smart enough to understand that, but made a fool of myself down on Tennessee Street. It was pretty like the movies. It was ugly like what they all did to me. Wow, what did they do to her?
Like what they all did to me, and they did to me what I wouldn't do to anyone. You know that's for sure. Tell me all the time not to worry, and think of all the time I'll have with you when I won't wake up on my own. Wake up on my own. Held close all the time, knowing I'm half of you.
Sorry for stopping it too much. I just want to catch these lyrics. It started off, and they did to me what I wouldn't do to anyone, you know, that's for sure. It just sounds so, I don't know, heart-wrenching. I can't imagine. And it sounds like that second line, you know, that's for sure. And the way she said it made it sound like, you know, she wouldn't hurt a fly. And then on the chorus, tell me all the time not to worry, and think of all the time I'll have with you when I won't wake up on my own, held close all the time, knowing I'm half of you. And that's kind of setting her up for disaster, knowing all the time I'll have with you, I won't wake up on my own. And then something happens and he's in the hospital and he's not going to make it till morning. And knowing I'm half of you. Knowing I'm half of you is interesting. It's a very like healthy way to look at a relationship. I believe in Preacher's Daughter, I forget which song, there was a lyric along the lines of you were like my whole world, or something along those lines. Someone will hopefully be able to let me know exactly what the lyric was and what the song was. But now we're going backwards. Before that happened, it was this guy and with it Willoughby Tucker, and this healthy relationship, and she was half of him and he was half of her. So it's a quite a healthy relationship that, you know, ended, you know, not by choice of either party, apparently. I love drums, man. I'm a sucker for drums.
Lay me down where the trees bend low. Put me down where the greenery stings. I can hear them singing. To love me is to suffer me, and I believe that. When I lay with you in that old lane room, wishing I was the way you say that you are. You could fight a war or call me sad. I want you for me. It's not that hard. That picture on the wall you're scared of looks just like you. I wanna bleed, I wanna hurt the way that boys do. Maybe you're right, and we should stop watching the news. 'Cause baby, I've never seen brown eyes look so blue. All the time, not to worry, not to worry. Think of all the time
just want to pause it before it transitions into wherever it's going. Oh, it looks like it was about to end. Shoot. Okay, I'll be brief. Sorry. There were a lot of lyrics there. I wanted to look into two. The first one, to love me is to suffer me. You might have heard the usual phrases like to know me is to love me, or to know you is to love you. So she kind of flipped it on its head and said, to love me is to suffer me. And I don't know, I find that super interesting. I can't tell you exactly what it means, but it's, turning something so like pure and beautiful into something still just as beautiful, but what sort of like haunting. I don't know. It's interesting. Perhaps it's like a pessimistic view of yourself, thinking you're not good enough. I'm not sure. In general, a lot of these lyrics, like lay me down where the trees bend low, put me down where the greenery stings, like stinging nettles. It just reflects the actual video. And earlier there was like, where are we? 7:26. I'll mark my spot. Yes, this like little power line pole. I don't know what the word is. Excuse me for my lack of vocabulary, but it just looks so quintessentially American, and I love it so much. Being an American just reminds me of, the simple beauty of America. I think we tend to think of it so commercialized, but I don't know. I think that's the wrong America. Another one that really stuck with me is that picture on the wall you're scared of looks just like you. That's gotta be a reference to like a father figure. And I'm assuming she's talking about Willoughby Tucker. I'm not sure. But from a man's point of view, seeing like the picture on the wall at home that you're scared looks just like you kind of invokes a sense of wanting to be different from your father, and you're scared that you're going to become him. I can definitely relate to that one. I'm hung up on the I want to hurt you the way that boys do. Maybe that's because I'm a man. Perhaps someone else can explain that to me. I fear I'm a little bit too ignorant for that. But the following lines, maybe you're right and we should stop watching the news. I've never seen brown eyes look so blue. So never seen your eyes look so sad. Watching, I don't know, the world fall apart. There's so much negativity, so much horror, people dying all the time in news. There's genocides going on, literally. So yeah, it's important to know those things, but you can't surround yourself and drown yourself with that, or else it's going to destroy you. Back to the chorus. The chorus from this, I'm going to replay it a little bit because it was beautiful. The first time the chorus came in, it was good, but the vocals weren't quite pushing through the music. There was this big like crescendo where the music, swelled up and her voice like pierced through. And it was just the moment for me where I can tell you now, I love this song. So that moment in particular was like what sold me for it. When the chorus came in the second time and all the instrumental was there, her voice was just punching through. It was just beautiful. And speaking of her voice, it's just so immaculate. The way she like kind of rounds out her voice, it kind of just floats on top, but also pierces through. It's incredible. It sounds a lot like the chorus is meant to be like, you and I were perfect together, and where we complete each other, but sadly it doesn't look like he's going to survive. And I suppose we know that he won't, because this is like a prequel to Preacher's Daughter. As far as I know, I might be wrong. I haven't done a great deal of research. So if I've said anything outlandish or super wrong, please let me know. I'm sure I have. and I apologize for it. I'm going to rewind the chorus because it was beautiful. Rewind to here.
All the time now. This was everything. Think of us inside. God, these on the top, where it makes no difference who we're bad from
Wow, that was a beautiful song. And it's interesting to note it fell back on that previous lyric I was interested in. To love me is to suffer me. And it's interesting that it fell back on that note because it was really kind of going into this like sort of love story sort of feeling without like the end to it. So you're still stuck in that. You're still stuck in that love phase without any sort of needle to burst the bubble. And then there it comes. To love me is to suffer me. And it ends on like a very obscure note. Like it didn't finish the way you anticipate it to. And it kind of trailed off, giving this sort of like unfinished, not quite right feeling. It's gonna be super interesting to see where the album goes. I'm super excited. I love that song. I think it's definitely gonna be on repeat in my head. I'll have to give it a few listens to fully understand the lyrics, but super excited with what I've heard and looking forward to the rest of the album. Bye.